Yo. So we're here for part 2 for the Q&A. Happens every single week where I answer your questions. So how do you get your question answered? It's pretty simple, actually. It is. You just go to the website, HappleFootballHots.com, you scroll down, go to contact us, and then you put in your name, your email, and then I will answer your question. And remember, if you want extra analysis, extra details, me to really respond in much more detail to any of your questions, think about joining the Patreon and pledge an amount. Based on the amount that you pledge, you can get different rewards and different kinds of videos catered just for you. So check out the Patreon. The link is down in the description box. It's www.patreon.com/Halfhope. Let's get down to it. David Oleton. Hello, HH. I'm a football player. I would like to ask you some advice. First question. I'm a two-footed striker. I'd like to ask you how I can practice my free kicks because my objective is to be taking free kicks with my left foot and my right foot. Second question. I'm coming back from a knee injury. Anterior cruciate ligaments. Sorry about that. I've lost a little bit of my speed when I'm running. I would like to ask you, what do I have to work on to gain the speed I used to have? Thank you and keep up with the great work. Alright, first one. I'm a two-footed... Because my notes would be, I would like to ask you, how can I do practice my free? So yeah, for me, I think the key thing is, obviously, try and get onto a training pitch that has one of those dummy free kick things and work on variations of free kicks, which is one that I don't really see guys do. Work on placing it. Work on using power. So I would say that before you go out and play, you study Pirlo's free kicks. You study Juninho Pernambucano's free kicks. You study Cristiano's free kicks from Manchester United. Those are the three I would definitely suggest to you. And maybe I would suggest looking at Neymar or Messi's free kicks because of how they bend it across the walls. Because for placing, when you look at Messi and Neymar, for striking the ball sweetly, that's a mix of placing and power. You're looking at Pirlo and Juninho Pernambucano because Pirlo actually got his free kick technique from Juninho Pernambucano, who used to play for, I think it was Lyon, Brazilian dude. And for power, you want to look at Cristiano, but Cristiano from his Manchester United days. So you study those guys. Second question, do you need speed? If the fact that you're already a two-footed striker, half of the work is already done, because what you should now do is just work on being clever, smarter. If you're a two-footed striker, you don't need speed. You don't need speed. All you need to do is to be smarter. So work on your touch, work on your control, and work on how you can create space in as few movements as possible to then give you a chance to then shoot. So work with your back to the defender, work on easily shifting the ball out of your feet, and then striking the ball. So work on these few things, and then you will then see yourself pretty much improve. So again, you don't need speed. You don't need speed. You're already two-footed. You're already on the right path. Max Akundov. Hello, HH. Who do you think is the next Del Piero, Rossi, Totti, and Steve Mandanda? A player who exemplifies and stays with one team for the entire career. Maybe will there ever be another Totti or Mandanda? Also, do you think Messi will build a statue of Mandanda? Thank you for putting up the best football analysis on YouTube. Keep it up. They have to build a statue of him. Same thing of Roma have to build a statue of Totti. They should be building a statue of Gerrard in Liverpool. And 100% for what Mandanda's done, how long he has stayed at Marseille, they should definitely do that. And I love players who stay with one club. That's the beauty of international football, is that once you play one game for that senior team, like a real competitive game, that's your team fully. So there's no changing, there's no chopping or changing. So yeah, man, I definitely think that it's De Rossi. I think it's De Rossi. I mean, he's the only guy that I think. Although I just learned that I was watching the Juve Napoli game. I just learned that I think Marquez has been with Juventus since he was like 5 or 6 years old, which is crazy. But yeah, I think De Rossi is the only one I can think of who will definitely stay with the club for the whole time. There's no one else that I think, because the game is different. The sport is different. Loyalty isn't really a cool buzzword anymore. And I just think that you've just got dudes who are just like, want to go to they want to win trophies. They want to win trophies. They want to win trophies. Although, what about Messi? Messi could now be the other one because he's now signed a contract extension, and it's looking more likely that he wants to end his career at Barcelona. All right, next one there. Okay, that's charging. Chris, do you consider Sami Kufuor among all the all-time great centre-backs, and what made him such a good player? I wouldn't say he's all-time, but he's definitely one of the best of his generation. And I remember Sami Kufuor again. One of the most iconic images of Kufuor was when Bayern Munich lost the Champions League final in 1999 at the Nou Camp in the injury time to Manchester United, and you just saw Kufuor like banging on the ground. But I think Kufuor again is like, it's reading the game. He was very good at reading the game. Wasn't afraid of a tackle. He was strong. He was firm. He was composed, and he really formed a very important part of that Bayern Munich backlines. I think it was just about his reading of the game and his dependency and how intense he was. Which is the key thing. He was very difficult to get past, and if you're very difficult to get past, and you're able to tackle a player in a different variety of ways, that is what really made you a top defender. So yeah, I think he was definitely a Bayern legend, but I cannot just call him an all-time great because there were just far too many better defenders. Blackwater. Hi HH. Recently, in one of my questions, I told you with facts that 2006 Brazil-France match was bought, but you ignored it without even checking. HH, you will easily see that Brazil was bought. You just need to watch the beginning of the second half when France had 3 set pieces. Each time France had more players in the box than Brazil, the defending side. Each time France players easily got the ball and made shots without any resistance, without any man marking. This is impossible in a World Cup knockout stage of the game if it's fair, but this game was bought. It wasn't bought. They came up against a demon. And that demon, that overlord, is Zizou. Simple as that. Zizou defeated Brazil by himself. And I believe that Zizou was so otherworldly, he was so omnipotent that it put the fear into them. It literally put the fear into the players. So it's all about Zizou. Zizou was the reason why they got pimped out. Nothing else, nothing more. And it wasn't any other thing to do with like juju or players being bought. Nah, sorry. A few games have been bought up, but not that. James Lombardo. Hello, HH. Now that we're nearly halfway through the season, who do you think the 3 worst signings in the Premier League have been so far? In my opinion, Llorente, Renato Sanchez, and Defoe have been the worst. I only have one for you. Deulofeu has been the worst signing. He has been absolutely and totally garbage. Was he bought this season? I think it was bought this season. He's been crap. There's nobody that's been worse than Deulofeu. Can I think of anybody else? I think it's him. Yeah, Deulofeu. Yeah, I think it's been him. Because Sissoko was bought last season. Sissoko has been very dodgy indeed. Wild Dungos. Ow! HH, would you rather Argentina win the World Cup final against Nigeria or Portugal win against any team with Cristiano scoring the winner? Okay, look. I'd rather have neither, but if I had to choose, look, are you out of your mind? Yeah, Portugal can win it, and then I just want to be on the planet. So basically, I wouldn't know it will happen because I'd be on Mars. So there you go. Hamza Dajani. Hello man, love your content, keep up with the good work. What is your opinion on West Ham's current state, and what do you think they need to do in order to improve? I'm not sure that David Moyes is actually the answer. I think for West Ham, they need the right man. And maybe they're going to start to regret sacking Allardyce, because remember when Allardyce was the West Ham manager, they were doing all right, but West Ham fans thought that, nah, we don't like this, we want to play better, attractive football. Well, you sacked him, and Allardyce is one of those managers who, he may not be pretty, but he's going to keep you there, and you're going to be dependable with him. So I think they need a strong motivator and somebody who can really organize them get them organized, and just get them being hard to beat. Forget about the football and trying to be attacking and trying to be fancy. Just be solid and be structured. I don't think Moyes is that guy, because I think Moyes really likes you to play. And when a team is low on morale and on motivation, you have to forget about the fancy stuff and trying to be attacking. You have to just be robust, strong, and really... I mean, them playing at the London Stadium doesn't help, because of how big that pitch is. So, yeah, they need a different manager who is much more defensive and much more pragmatic and a bit negative. I think that's what they need. They need a more negative manager who just wants to defend more and winning games 1-0 rather than 2-0, 3-0. Next question. Kavish Birju. Hey, bro. As you may know, I am a Bayern fan. Interesting fact. Lewandowski, aka the Polish team, has scored more goals than Christina this year and has a better goal ratio than Messi. He currently has the second most goals of 2017, averaging at over a goal a game. Why is it that Lever is not given the credit he deserves? He's younger than Messi and Christina and putting up their numbers and even surpassing them in some aspects. What does he have to do to get them to get that Ballon d'Or? Personally, I think now it's a popularity contest and only given to Messi or Cristiano. To back up my points, look at 2013 Ballon d'Or and 2014. Both Neuer, World Cup domestic double, and Ribéry treble deserve it, yes, they placed third. I think it's very unfair. Also, the referees always seem to favour Spanish teams in the Champions League. Example, Real versus Bayern and Barca versus PSG. I'd like to know your thoughts. Thanks, bro. Keep up the best analysis out there. It is a popularity contest, and I've said this many times. I don't give a flip about the Ballon d'Or, because the fact that Messi and Cristiano have won it so many times is stupid. Schneider should have won it in 2010. 2013 should have gone to Ribéry, and 2014 that should have gone to... Take a pick. I'd have picked Robin, but it should have probably gone to either Robin or maybe even Neuer. I'd have given it to Neuer, because I mean, come on, they did win the flipping World Cup. I mean, that's going to count for something. But then again, as I said, it is a popularity contest, so it shouldn't even concern itself with that. Look, it is rigged. Champions League is rigged to a degree, but it depends on the game. Barca PSG wasn't rigged. I don't think that was rigged. I just think that PSG were just complete morons. Real versus Bayern was dodgy. I always said that game was rigged. It was rigged. Pizzoluzzo, what do you think about Tony Pulis? West Brom Albion shouldn't have sacked him. They shouldn't have. They were very stupid to sack him, because it's a season. Yes, they were doing badly, but it's a season. I can guarantee you that Tony Pulis wouldn't have relegated West Brom. They're going through a rough patch, a very tough patch, but they would have gotten better. Now, do you think you're going to improve? Do you think you're going to be better now? It's going to be hard to say. But yeah, I think that he got done a bad rap, and it would be very embarrassing if at the end of the day these dudes actually end up getting relegated. Raheem's PQ Disney. Hey HH, what do you think has happened to Sterling that has elevated him to this high level he is at right now? Currently, his latest goals have been the difference in City being 8 points ahead of United instead of only 8 points, and he has already surpassed his highest goal tally for a single season. Do you put this down to Pep and moving to City in the first place, or do you think he would have developed this way had he stayed at Liverpool and worked on the club? 100% is to do with Guardiola. Guardiola has just been... Guardiola is the guy's an arrogant prick, but what can we do? 100% is what he has done to improve this flipping dude. I mean, he has just been amazing. And it is Guardiola taking him under his wing, improving his finishing, improving his control, improving his decision making. That is the key thing. He is making better decisions. He has developed a footballing brain of making the right footballing move. And that is really all down to Guardiola, but also down to Sterling's hard work and him actually it's being a reality. Because one thing a coach telling you what to do, but you've actually got to go out there and actually do it and actually execute it. So credit to Sterling of listening to the instructions and actually going out there and actually properly doing it. I just read that fucking okay. Miles Olo. Hello HH, my name is Miles and I'm from Germany. I've been watching you regularly since Nigeria versus Egypt's pre-match analysis. My question is, what was the worst Super Eagles performance you've ever seen? Wow, the worst. That's a good one. The worst I've seen, I think. This was not really the worst Super Eagles performance. This was actually one of the worst games I've ever seen. I believe it was the 2002. Yeah, it was the 2002 World Cup. The final game where it didn't really matter. Nigeria against England. I think there was only one shot on target. And I think that wasn't even on target. I think it was from Scholes. Horrendous game. And I think that was the worst Nigerian performance I've seen because they were bad. But as bad as that was, probably another worst one was maybe the 98 World Cup against Denmark where we got pimped 4-1. Horrible. One of the worst days of my life. One of the most depressing days of my life. Guys, thank you very much for watching the Double H Q&A. Think about joining the Patreon. The link is down there below in the description box for more exclusive videos. But yeah, I shall see you guys next Friday. Peace out and stay black. And stay true.